Hi there, I'm Tony, and as you can tell, I'm Asian. Well, surprising, isn't it? Actually, I'm stereotypical Asian. I have black hair, I love using chopsticks, I look 16 despite being 32, and I still need a ladder in order to reach the top of the cupboard. Despite having a small stature though, I have big ambitions. My mission in life is to succeed at everything that I do. Whether it be in school or university, at work, or even in my own personal life, I was ambitioned to succeed in everything that I did. At school, I topped all my classes and I got the top scoring UAI. At university, I was awarded the highest paid scholarship in order to study at the best engineering university in Australia. And for my degree, I won several awards by the end. After graduating as an engineer, I negotiated with my future employer and convinced them to give me the highest starting salary that they'd ever given a graduate. Within 6 months, I was headhunted by the Tasmanian General Manager to go down to Tasmania and work with him. Within 18 months, I was promoted to the New South Wales Technical Manager, where I was managing a team of people developing products, as well as managing 5 labs across the state. And I'd achieved all of this even before I was 25. It all came quite easily to me, and I found it very satisfying to have achieved so much. All the work had paid off, or the hard work had paid off, and I expected that to continue as I headed up the ladder. Not too long after this, the position of National Technical Manager came up, where I had the opportunity to be in charge of all the labs across the country. Getting the role was the next step in my very promising career. The opportunity to lead a much larger team, to be able to fly around Australia, to be able to set some real direction for the company products, as well as having more money so I can spend it on bigger and better holidays. And being ambitious, this was the perfect next step for me. Now this ambitious streak also applied to my personal life. I wanted to be successful at living a good life, of being a good person. I wanted to be respected and to be a role model for others. I wanted to be that guy where everyone said, yeah, I want to be like him. He has it all together. Now for me, this looked like obeying my parents, following the law, helping those in need, and saying the right things at the right time. Ultimately, I was trying to get into God's good books by my own efforts. I tried to follow the golden rule and to do what the Bible said. I tried to follow the 10 Commandments. I went to church each week and got heavily involved in different things there. And to others, it looked like I was doing a pretty good job of being a good person. As ambitious as I was to impress others, deep down, I knew that I wasn't perfect. And I knew that God wasn't impressed at all the hard work that I was putting in. It was just a facade. I looked down on those who weren't able to do the easy tasks. I would judge others based on their performance. I looked down on people that were bad, that I thought were bad, because they weren't as good as I was. And I became an expert at the humble brag. You know, Jesus told a story that I can relate to. Jesus describes a Pharisee and a tax collector who went to the temple. Now, the Pharisee is a religious leader, and he prayed to God and he said, I'm so glad that I'm someone who pleases you. I do all the right things. I do all the right religious things. I'm not like that tax collector over there, that sinful person, the one who, isn't right before you. The tax collector, on the other hand, he stood at a distance and he wouldn't look up as he prayed. Instead, he beat his chest and he begged God for mercy, recognizing that he wasn't able to meet God's standards. And Jesus said that the tax collector, not the Pharisee, went home forgiven by God. Jesus showed me through this story that God wasn't pleased with my efforts of living a good life. There's no way that I could be successful in living the life that God wanted me to living up to his perfect standards. There was no religious ladder, no rung of religious works, of going to church each week, of getting involved in church activities, nothing to go up and up and up to prove that I was right before God. You see, God doesn't accept me because I have a successful life, because I've done well outside and inside. God tells me that he accepts me because of what Jesus Christ has done for me. Jesus lived a successful life on my behalf. And unlike me, Jesus was successful because he perfectly obeyed God. He lived the way that I couldn't. And he died the death that I should have got for rejecting God, so that I could receive forgiveness for the times when I failed to live up to God's standards. Because of Jesus, I can rest assured that though I fail at living God's way, much like the tax collector, God still accepts me for who I am, rather than what I do. And this is such good news, because it didn't depend on my good efforts, but rather on the generosity of God as I asked him for forgiveness. As I came to comprehend the way in which God loves me, I realized that ambition and success in my career as an engineer had little value in life. I can keep going up and up and up the ladder, but it won't bring me true satisfaction. That's why when the opportunity came up to apply for the national technical role, I let it pass. Instead, I told my boss that I was resigning. I told him that I was giving up my ambitious and successful career so that I could go to Bible college and be trained to tell people about Jesus and about what he has done for me. I gave it all up. The career, the power, the influence, the money, all because for me there's nothing more ambitious than telling others about Jesus in a full-time capacity. Was it worth it? Well, it looks like it was a huge sacrifice. But as I reflect on this question, I think it's been the best decision that I've made in my life. This change in direction has brought me satisfaction and a joy that engineering didn't bring me. Now, I still continue to live as someone who wants to be successful, who's ambitious at what they do, trying hard at everything I put my mind to. I still work hard and I still try my best. But true success in my life has already been achieved by Jesus on my behalf. And so now I want to live for God and to share this good news with everyone that I meet and talk to.